Put a chick in it and make it gay. It's probably not the best thing as a general rule when someone endeavors in their actual life to act more like the South Park parody version of themselves, but don't nobody tell that to Kathy Kennedy, by golly, because she is letting her South Park fly. I don't see any alternative at this point except to conclude, one, that Kathy's trying to force her own ouster, two, that she really has lost her mind and wants to light Lucasfilm on fire just to watch it burn down like a meth lab by the Kuala Lumpur dockyards on a Saturday night, or three, some combination of number one and number two. But in any event, for those of you who don't know, there's been a new Star Wars film announced, a continuation of the main saga, as if we wanted one, featuring the return of the character nobody ever wanted to come back, the one and only, the icon, the legend, the Mary Sue straight outer Jakku, the mewling Quim from the Outer Rim. Put your hands together and give a warm curmudgeon arena welcome to the amazing Wonder Ray. Played with verve and pluck by the inimitable Daisy Ridley, a young lady born with the terrible affliction of gluteosa absentia, the second most severe case in world history, if I'm not mistaken, after Brie Larson. And they both didn't let this cruel disease affect their dreams of becoming huge movie stars who helped murder much-loved franchises and are widely reviled by their respective fan bases. And look, I don't think there was anybody who was unwilling to get behind a Star Wars trilogy with a female lead. Just don't have her be an obnoxious, insufferable Mary Sue, and could she at least be fun to look at? Coming or going? Could we at least get one of the two? Back in a world where I had only ever seen Brie Larson in 21 Jump Street, in which, by the way, she is only photographed in skirts and dresses, so the directors of that one, they were obviously acutely aware of her condition. The first time I saw Daisy Ridley from behind in episode 7, I said, shit, that girl has got no ass and the legs of a freaking praying mantis. So is that like a conscious part of the whole smashing the patriarchy thing? All our film heroes have to be obnoxious girl bosses, and they all have to have the figure of a 10-year-old boy? Because just no male gaze for you, asshole. You will give your full attention to my truth and my lived experience. And just in case there was the slightest doubt about what kind of picture this is going to be, get a load of who Kathy hired to direct the thing. If your loins weren't already tingling with delight over the prospect of seeing the new adventures of Rey Palpatine, maybe they will start when I introduce the only kind of person you would want at the helm of a Star Wars movie. A Pakistani-Canadian feminist documentary filmmaker who hasn't ever directed a narrative feature, I don't believe. Sharmeen Obaid Chinoy. No, I didn't just sneeze. That is the person's real name. That's the name you'll see when the fanfare hits at the end of the movie after Rey has defeated the resurrected Emperor Palpatine. Oh wait, she did that already. But man, this director, let's call her Don't Squeeze the Charmine. There's been a few interview clips of hers making the rounds the last day or two, and it's not overstating things to say hating men might be the central defining feature of her character and identity. I think if you called her a man-hating feminist, she might thank you for the lovely compliment. Listening to her talk, it's like getting a women's studies lecture from a liquor store clerk. What? Hey, damn it, if Joe Biden can make that joke and go on to become the president, allegedly, then I can make that joke too. And as excited as I know you already are, having found out there's going to be a new Rey movie with a man-hating feminist director, your excitement is going to increase exponentially when I tell you about Charmeen's vision for the bold, hairy arm-pitted future of the Star Wars universe. Because if you were one of the 0 people who thought the problem with the last trilogy was that it wasn't female enough, and Dr. Charmeen has got the cure for what ails you. But wait, I hear you say. Didn't the sequel trilogy have a lead character who was an obnoxiously perfect Mary Sue? And didn't the sequel trilogy make a concerted point of humiliating the male legacy characters and killing them off? And wasn't there an honest-to-God purple-haired feminist gender studies admiral whose sole narrative purpose was telling the male characters how very toxic they are? Well, yes, and yes, but none of that means a goddamn thing, says Charmeen. Because those pictures, despite all of their good, noble feminist intentions, they were still directed by disgusting white male colonizers, and we just can't have that. We need to have our man-hating come from a place of authentic man-hatred, because it's more authentic that way. Charmeen says it is way past time that a woman finished the job of burning the Star Wars brand completely to the ground, down to the last flickering ember. To which Kathy said, wait, what am I, a fucking potted plant over here? I was here ripping out the still beating heart of Star Wars back when you were shooting freaking documentaries in some mud brick hovel in goddamn Pakistan, bitch. And you know what I'd like to see? if we are indeed going whole hog, man-hating feminist in the next picture. Speaking of things that are long overdue, how about a vagina-shaped lightsaber? How long are we going to keep sending the message to impressionable little girls that all the coolest weapons look like penises? Star Wars Episode 10, The Va-Jedi Monologues, coming to a megaplex near you, spring 2026.